Watch later, since there's no TV.
Hi, this is Cooking with Mama, and I'm making chicken for lunch. Follow along at home. We heated a pan that we can easily put into the stove. We're going to put some olive oil in it. I like to take it off the eye when I pour the olive oil in, just because I'm heating the olive oil just a little bit so I can brown the chicken. The pan's already warm because we have one of those coated pans, so we like to heat it up first and then we put the oil in. Smell the aroma. It's not smell-o-vision. All right, now we've got some chicken here. They said to salt and pepper, but that's too weak. So we're gonna put some salt and pepper. We're gonna put it in here on one side with salt and pepper. Here's the sizzle. Some of these pieces are a little thicker than I normally would do because I would normally fillet them so I could cook faster. But I am trying to follow the directions as much as possible so I can learn some new techniques. This pan is gross because it has chicken on it, so I'm just going to put that over there. Now, it said salt and pepper, but we ain't doing that. Let me show you. Oil once that gets started. I'm going to add some more salt on the flip side. We're using a sea salt from the Florida Pure, lemon flavored. I love this brand. They extract the salt from the Gulf of Mexico. Got some pepper. Some savory spice. Love that store. It used to be here, but now it's not. I'm going to have to shop online. It's super sad. Now, today's entree is a Mediterranean feel, so we need Mediterranean spices. But I'm still going to use Old Faithful. Let me show you. I get it at Kalamazoo. It's a little spice mix they call Italian table blend. So we put it on everything in this house. Italian, Mediterranean, basically the same area. I don't know. I think it's like going from Florida to California. I think it's a hop, skip, and a jump across the little water. This is a dishcloth. Alright. So for the instructions, we're doing a sear the chicken until golden brown, about 2 minutes per side, and then transfer to a dish method. So first let's go wash this pan because I really want to use the same pan. You made this. That's a good angle, right? Even though you're at school, it's like you're still here. I'll angle that a little bit for you. Alright, I'm washing some of the junk off of the old plate I was using to pat dry the chicken, because you always pat dry the chicken. Now, I rinse my chicken. Some people don't rinse their chicken, and there were some articles a few years back saying you don't rinse your chicken because it's not supposed to rinse your chicken because it can spread salmonella. Well, what spreads salmonella is when you rinse your chicken and you drip it all over your kitchen, and then you stick it in your eye or your mouth. That spreads salmonella. So in line, just like your forefathers before you, rinse your chicken. But pat dry when you're using oil. Otherwise, you might burn your eyeball, like you know who. Alright. It's been about 2 minutes, so we're going to check the other side of the chicken. Just a little sticky, so that means it's probably, yep, there we go, a little bit of a light brown color. So we're going to flip that sucker over. Flipping the sucker over. There you go. Suckers have been flipped. Alright, for the sake of having ADHD, which I don't have, I just like to do 1,000 things at one time in my brain. It does not mean I have ADHD. I'm just super productive and not at the same time. It says over here, we're going to take the chicken out, you're going to put them on a plate, you're going to add some tomatoes, garlic, you're going to do some stuff with that, you're going to return the chicken back. Alright, place the pan in the oven. Okay, remove the oven. Don't burn your hand. Let's go ahead and get to the cook of the orzo. 1 cup of water to boil high heat. Medium large pan. Got the medium large pan. Also, if you put it on your head, you look like Johnny Appleseed. Hopefully you remember who he is. If not, we'll need to discuss that later. 1 cup of water. That's just the chicken and my fancy Italian herbs I use instead of salt and pepper only. Alright, we're going to bring this to a medium heat boil over here. I'm going to use a little pan to expedite the process. A little lid to keep the heat in so it boils. Pretty sure you need to add some oil, so let's look. And I say oil, even though it's spelled O-I-L, and most people say oil, but I'm from Tennessee, so I say oil. We're going to boil some water and see if it needs any oil. In a medium-large pot, bring chicken broth plus 1 cup of water. This is why it's important. Slow down and read. Take your time. I hope you did good on your reading test today. I know you were a little nervous when you woke up this morning. Alright, pour in this Pacific Organic chicken broth in the pan. This is actually a brand I would purchase myself because in organic chicken broth, the first ingredient is actually organic chicken broth. That's very important. Alright, checking out my chicken here. I'm going to see what the other side looks like. It's looking good, not gonna lie. I'm going to give it a little bit more than 2 minutes though, because some of these pieces were a little bit on the big side. Chicken is very particular when you cook. Yeah, I like to make sure it's done all the way. When you're cooking chicken and you want to make sure it's done all the way, here's my trick. I just take a piece and I cut it in half. If it looks shiny, it ain't done. Remember that. Alright, we got broth boiling, almost. We got the chicken doing its thing. I already cut some tomatoes and garlic. I think I'm going to do a little bit more tomatoes while the chicken is browning. They always give us a little too many tomatoes. Dad doesn't like his tomatoes cooked too much, and you don't either, so we'll have some for our own eating. But I, on the other hand, love some cooked tomatoes. I also like adding feta to them and then tossing them with noodles because it's delicious. Alright, what am I doing with the onions? That way I can go ahead and go to that step. When finished, remove from heat and stir in the green onions. They're using Parmesan cheese, or how I like to read it, Parmesan. Green onions are just for tops. Alright, so we don't need to cook with them. What? Not cook with them. Let me fix that. I'll use my savory spice minced onions and put them in there. I like the smell of the cooked onion. And your meemaw used to say, probably still says, an onion a day keeps the doctor away. True story. I think that's why we don't get sick too much. We eat lots of onions around here. You might not know you're eating onions, but you're definitely eating onions. Alright, this is looking pretty tasty. Alright. We got some brown golden happening on both sides. There's one piece, he's a little bit of a fatty. I don't know if he's ready. He's a little fat. When a chicken is tough to push, that usually means it's not done. But I don't trust that. Still like the cut method. Alright, it says... Alright, I'm going to turn this down a little because ceramic pans tend to get hot fast. I'm going to transferring it over to this other plate, but I'm leaving all the oil and drippings. Drippings is like the fat pieces that are left over when you make meat. I'm going to leave them in there. This is similar to piccata too. I turned it back to the pan. Toss in the tomatoes. I decided to slice them. And I'm also going to put the garlic, which is hanging on for dear life. So I'm going to get a little bit of a spatula situation here. Now they only gave us 3 cloves of garlic, and usually they give us a bunch of cloves of garlic. I feel like we got gypped a little bit. Because usually they give us a little bit more. Now I am using a garlic olive oil from Kalamazoo on the first batch with the chicken, so it will have some more flavor. But I'm going to use a different oil for this part, which, as you know, I have this Susan of all my different flavors, and it doesn't look like I got a basil open. Basil olive oil is one of my favorites. So I'm going to open that one up. Looks like I already used it, just got lazy and didn't put the pourer on it. So I'm going to pour some of that in my pan. Back to being lazy. Should have went outside and got some fresh basil out of the garden too. Didn't do that. The water and chicken broth not boiling yet. Alright, sauteing these suckers, going back to the instructions because that's trying to focus. And saute for about 3 minutes. It has not been 3 minutes. But it has some onions in there. I think I'm going to add a few more tomatoes. I'm just going to cut them in half. Some of them are a little squishy. This one's so little. I'm just going to throw them in there. Now you had you had tomatoes in your lunch today. Hope those were good with your carrot wedges. You need to get to the grocery store and get you some cucumbers or out. I know you don't like cucumbers. But I gave you some different pickles today, so hopefully you didn't spill the pickle juice on you. I know that traumatized you yesterday. Which I didn't think there was that much pickle juice in there, but apparently they made some pickle juice over the day. Alright, so I returned the chicken back to the pan. And I'm going to place them and bake for 8 to 10 minutes. Remove from oven and set chicken aside. Alright, so that looks pretty. You can touch this now, but you can't touch it later. Which reminds me, on the giant Amazon order, I did not include the silicone handles. Thought someone was getting me those. They didn't, so now I gotta order myself. Let's hope I don't get myself another crazy burn like I did last time. Gotta be smart about this pan to oven situation. Water's boiling on the orzo. So what we're going to do now is stir in the orzo and reduce heat. So there must be enough oil in the chicken boil in there. And you don't rinse your orzo? I thought you rinsed orzo. I thought there was like starch, like there is with rice. Apparently. Cooking! A little fire, nothing big, just kidding. Alright, putting the orzo in the pan, throw this in a bag. Now, fun fact, Emmeline, or a bowl, I'll put garbage in it so I'm not running back and forth to the garbage can. It makes me really feel like I'm on a cooking show. Using the same spatula, and I just stirred up the orzo a little bit. And it says here, stir in the orzo, reduce the heat to simmer. Oops, better do that fast. I like to take it off the pan, off the oven for a minute so it cools a little bit. Cook uncovered 10 to 12 minutes. Stir occasionally until al dente. That means like not super soft. I don't know yet, babe. I told you that this morning. The pasta should be thick and moist when done. Add up to 1 cup of water if needed. When finished, remove from heat and stir in the green onions and olive oil and Parmesan cheese. Taste and season. Alright, so now all we're doing is waiting on the orzo while the chicken's in the thingamabob. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my mess now. Wait a second. I have an extra thing of chicken broth here. It said to medium or large part, bring the chicken broth plus 1 cup of water. I I think they wanted me to pour the whole thing of chicken. I think they wanted me to pour all of the chicken broth in there. You don't drain orzo? Doesn't look like you do. Huh. Doesn't say. Well, I'm gonna save this, watch that, clean up, and see what happens. Alright. Put the onions back. Wait, I think I already mixed. I forgot to mix in the capers and olives. Oopsies. Let's go get him. Alright, got the pan back. Looks the same. So what does it say to do? Mix the capers and olives. And then the chicken. Well, nonetheless, it's okay. Let's make sure these taste okay. Oh yeah. Dang it. Olives are also okay. It's alright. My germs will cook off. Alright, I'm just gonna not touch the pan. Alright, we're gonna stir this up. I feel like it needs lemon, but lemon's not in the recipe. I did use lemon salt though. Alright, putting it back in the oven. Letting that stew up. Now they got the oven on a ridiculous heat of 475, so I normally don't do that unless I'm making frozen pizza. Alright, the orzo is cooking. I'll show you what it looks like. Or will disappear. It's simmering. It does not look like orzo yet. I am going to put some more chicken broth in there. I guess they're expecting the chicken to have all the flavor. Oh wait, we're adding Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese is actually pretty salty, so that'll be the flavor for the orzo. And then we're going to put onions on top. Now, for the sake of doing more than one thing at a time, we're cooking. We're letting the orzo get its next 4 minutes. We're going to take the clean dishes out of the dishwasher because I did not do that this morning when I was helping to get ready for school. And the reason I didn't do that now that I remember is because we didn't start it last night. We're having some problems starting it. We both have walked away thinking we started it, and we haven't. But note to self, we need to get fresh some food. All right. You know what's funny about putting dishes up when you're cooking? You put them up to get them back out so you can plate the food. This is dry. Actually, it's not. It just dripped on me. Voila. We take everything out of the dishwasher to put on the dish drying rack so that we can come back to it in a little bit and put it up, possibly at dinner. But tonight we're eating dinner at a restaurant, so it'll probably be in the morning. Oh, we used our fancy glasses. By fancy, I mean antique. I got it in Georgia. Also means they're not really antique. And more than likely have lead in them. The internet has people doing lead tests on everything. I'm afraid to do that. Let's put these bad boys up. Your dad is taking a shower. He's going to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house today. We're going to get Grandma and Grandpa's washer and dryer maintenance. Going to get like a cleaning on it so they can get better energy out of their use. Not to mention it was dirty as everything when I was there, so we gotta get that fixed. You know what I mean? Clothes can't get clean if your washer and dryer are dirty. And it's just like an over good feeling. And that's something that people don't normally think they're going to do for themselves. just take it off their list of things to do. We will be getting our own washer done here soon. Also, while you're at school today, I'm going to Halloween 5. So that you can stop telling us we're the only house not decorated. Which, by the way, there's only one house decorated. Lay off it. Love you. Alright, let's see here. Washing the lid to the pan. Oop. My bowl I use for the garlic and tomatoes. Alright, close the dishwasher. Small kitchen problems. Alright. This was used for water, so I'm just gonna put it in there. Stir the orzo. Want to see? Alright, it's looking like orzo to me. You can see where the water went though, like absorbed it. It's kind of like rice. Dad should be almost done in the shower, so we can eat lunch together. 10-year anniversary. Let's see. Those are 2 al dente, meaning they're still crunchy. So I'm gonna add some more juice. This pan is for the hot chicken so that I don't burn myself. And when the chicken comes out, I'm actually going to hide the pan in the microwave so I don't burn myself too. Alright, we're going to go ahead and throw the garbage bag in the garbage can. And we got some green onions here. Now your mom has a problem. She can't eat raw green onion. I don't know, since I was like mid-20s, I found out that they like to kill me when I eat them. When I was pregnant with you, I could eat them. Up until like maybe a year and a half ago, it started bothering me again. So I will put my green onions on the side so that Dad can eat them. I will cut them with this knife. I am slightly scared of knives, so I do not cook like a sous chef. So we cut the ends off, we got the little roots. We'll probably put those in our compost, I don't know, probably not. Today we might skip the compost. For some reason we cut off the little tops of the greens, not exactly sure why. That's what my mom did, so that's what I do. Reminds me of a joke that your grandpa sent me once. Your great-grandpa, my pawpaw, Grandma Jackie's husband. He sent me a joke when he passed away. Right before he passed away, like 2 years before he passed away, maybe a year, he went and got himself a laptop at Best Buy. And he started meeting people online, doing who knows what. But he used to send me emails, hundreds of emails, like chain letters. That's what you call them. We'll tell you about chain letters someday. But basically, it was jokes. And one of the jokes was this lady. This lady, right? She was making a Christmas ham, and she cuts the bottom of the ham and puts it in the pan. Now, this lady's my age. She's 40 years old, right? Her husband goes, why do you cut that off the ham? She goes, because it's what you do. What do you mean it's what you do? I don't know. It's what my mom does. It's what I do. So the lady, me, the lady my age, she goes to her mom, like me mom. She goes, me mom, why do you cut the ham before you put it in the pan? She goes, that's just what you do. That's what my mama did. So she goes and asks her mom, why do you cut the bottom of the ham when you made Christmas ham, when you used to make Christmas ham? And the grandma looks at her, she's like, this would be like Grandma Jackie. She looks at her, I don't know what you're talking about. You used to cut, and the lady goes, I used to cut the bottom of the ham before you would cook it. The great grandma looks at her and she goes, well, I don't know why you do it, but I did it because my ham never fit in my pan, and I always had to cut the bottom off so it'd fit in the pan. So when the little girl was watching her mom cook a Christmas ham when she was little, she saw this, and then she did it when she grew up, and then her daughter did it because she did it when she grew up. No one knew why they were doing it, and it was because the original great grandmother was doing it because the ham was too big for the pan. Hilarious. Okay, so. Anyways, love that joke, because there is a lot of things that I do just because my mom did it. feel like the orzo is almost done. I'm gonna do another taste test. Honestly, think I've only made orzo once or twice before. That is al dente. It's crunchy, but not uncomfortable. And not mushy like your mac and cheese was the other day when I gave it to you in a thermos for lunch. So I think we're winning. Alright. When finished, remove from heat. Removed. A little olive oil. Did you say olive oil? Lots of it. We will use the basil olive oil. There it is. Olive oil. Look, basil. Alright, we're gonna put some basil in it. Now we're worried that it might stick. Alright. And we're gonna add some cheese. Look how much cheese they give us. That was a lot of cheese. It's gonna be like Parmesan Alfredo. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna stir that sucker up. Wasn't there something else we were putting? Oh, the green onions, but I mean, okay. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. The green onions are going in. They'll be kind of cooked anyways, because they're like hot. Alright. Green onions and stirring. No, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't put all the cheese in there. Because it's a lot of cheese. I'm gonna get the chicken without burning me. Oh yeah. Here we go. Ooh, that's picture perfect. Let me take a picture before I decide to burn myself. Oh, looks fancy. All right, that looks nice. Don't touch it, Christ. Don't you touch it. All right. Before I decide to burn myself, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna carefully take, you know what I think I should do? I should just plate it all and then take it out. Do I have a big container? Try not to burn your face. Yeah. I don't have a pan like that. Hi, Fred. Alright, so first I'm going to put the orzo on the plate that I have. That's just fine and dandy for this kind of stuff. Alright. And that looks good. It is very cheesy. I'm going to run the water. Don't touch the pan. Almost touched the pan. Good lordy. Alright, we're going to put the chicken on top of the orzo. Looks like a real cooking show today. Chicken on top of the orzo. Oh, lost a piece of something there. And I'm going to stir up these juices here. Grab yet another spatula. It does smell very good. We're just gonna pour this here sauce on top. Spread it around. Add me some fresh basil I put on top of it. Like a picture from Martha Stewart. Alright, there she is. There she is. I mean, that's a spitting image right there. Yep. Now time to eat lunch. See you soon. Love you.